couple of teams looking for their first win of the year tonight. Non-conference matchup. It's Lakeside Lutheran out of Lake Mills, Wisconsin, taking on Lake Country Lutheran in a Friday night rival clash in Heartland. Hi everyone, John Weiser along with head coach Terry Kelly as we get set for matchup here tonight between these two schools. A non-conference matchup through the years has been very tough.
Two rivals in many ways. They've enjoyed playing each other. Who gets the upper hand? It's going to be interesting to see tonight.
I know both coaches really like this kind of a matchup tonight because they're going to see things that they might not see in conference, and specifically we're talking about the split back veer.
Very difficult to defend if you're not accustomed to it. You can't run it as well in practice with your scout team, and so you got to adjust on the go during the game.
That would be Lakeside Lutheran, the Warriors, running that effectively. They opened up the season with a loss to their across-the-street neighbors, the Lake Mills L-Cats.
Right. All those kids know each other in the town, and once again, big-time rivals. Neither coach wants to shy away from quality opponents.
We talk about Lake Country Lutheran, the Lightning, looking for their first win of the year. They're coming off a loss. I guess you could say it's a tough loss, but anytime you're playing Fond du Lac St. Mary Springs, you're always in for a big game.
Winningest coach in the state, Bob Hyland. He produces championship team after championship team. But once again, you challenge yourself to see who you are.
Common theme between those two losses these teams have suffered has been the turnover bug. And interceptions last week for Lake Country Lutheran, a couple of interceptions and a fumble late in the game for Lakeside Lutheran.
Right, and neither school really got its offense clicking. And so tonight they're going to be trying to feel each other out, see what breaks.
Let's take a look now at the players we're going to keep an eye on for you this evening, and we'll start first with Lakeside Lutheran and a change at quarterback tonight.
An injury to Ben Crockless, and so now Jack Thiele will be coming in to handle the quarterback duties. So that could change a little bit. And then on the line, they're anchored by Tom Dwyer, tremendous athlete, large human being, a real bulldozer.
Talking defense for the Warriors, Jonathan Schmidt.
Jonathan Schmidt, their leading tackler a year ago, had 11 tackles in their first game. Alex Bear, another one of those large linemen anchoring the defensive line.
When we talked with Lake Country Lutheran this week, I know the coach wanted to see how well Jackson Menzel bounces back from a tough outing.
Yeah, first team all-conference performer a year ago, did a great job leading them last year, and in the backfield he's got an excellent running back, Andrew Benz.
Let's talk Lightning defense.
Connor Lubbers, a defensive back, honorable mention all-conference player a year ago, really solidifies that back portion of their defense. And Bennett Hom, a linebacker, first team all-conference performer, he'll be in on almost every tackle.
Lakeside Lutheran has won the last two matchups by a total of 6 points in this rivalry. Let's see how it turns out tonight. Kickoff coming your way next from Lake Country Lutheran High School. Friday Night Rivals on My 24. Heartland, Wisconsin, Lake Country Lutheran, the site of our game tonight. Week number 2 of the Gruber Law Office's Friday night rivals. A couple of rivals that have been battling it out in the non-conference the last several seasons. Lakeside Lutheran out of Lake Mills and Lake Country Lutheran, the Lightning, here tonight. We're going to enjoy the national anthem this evening, and a real treat for you. It's going to be the pep band, the Lake Country Lutheran Lightning pep band, and director Becky Garlock, and it's going to be a fun anthem here for you tonight. Should be an exciting night. We have great weather tonight. Great crowd made it all the way in from Lake Mills. They filled up the visiting side stands pretty well, and of course, packed house here. Quite an atmosphere here when we rolled in tonight.
Oh, they've got some kind of a fair celebrating the opening of school. Lots of young people around. Both schools coming here with Hawaiian night theme. So people are looking forward to this.
You know, we talked about it with the coaches this week and how much faith plays a big part in what they do out here between these two schools.
Both schools proud of their heritage and what they want to hang their hat on.
I invite you to join us in a word of prayer. Heavenly Father, we are grateful for the opportunity to compete and play this great game of football tonight. We ask that you bless this event and all involved. Allow players, coaches, officials, and our medical staff to perform to the best of their God-given ability. We ask that you keep everyone safe and help us all enjoy this wonderful opportunity to compete. We ask this in Christ's name. Amen. And we ask that you please remain standing to honor America with the playing of our national anthem by the Lake Country Lutheran Pep Band under the direction of Becky Garlock.
Outstanding Lake Country Lutheran Lightning Pep Band with our national anthem tonight as we get set for week number 2 of the Friday night rivals. Here's the coin toss from earlier tonight.
Lakeside, you're the visitor. Here's the head, here's the tail. Gentlemen from our service is going to flip the coin. What is your call? Tail call. Go ahead. It's a tail. You've won the toss. All right. Lakeside Lutheran defers their toss to the second half. You want the football, right? Yes. All right. Which way do you want to kick? All right. So put your back to the scoreboard there. LCL, put your back to back goal line there. Lakeside's going to kick off, start this game. Gentlemen, good luck. Play football.
And our coin toss ceremony brought to you by the United States Army. Be all you can be. As the Lakeside Lutheran Warriors head to their sideline. And there you look at the Lake Country Lutheran Lightning. No shortage of blue and white tonight. We've got plenty of that.
Hopefully we won't get confused.
Mentioned this last non-conference game here for Lake Country Lutheran, but talking about Lakeside Lutheran, they've joined a new conference this year. We'll talk more about that. The Badgers Small.
Have been in the Capital Conference for many years. They were in that conference with Lake Mills, so they lost the foe. And the kind of odd feature about that is it's a smaller conference, so they have 4 non-conference games to lead off their season before they get going in conference play. And
it doesn't get any easier. They got Port Washington and Plymouth on their schedule yet for the non-conference. Getting set for our kickoff tonight, brought to you by Liuna Local 113. Kick off your career with Liuna Local 113. Teeing it up, Ty Schmidt.
for Lakeland.
Lakeside in the white jerseys, Lake Country Lutheran in the blue. And we are underway as this one will drift through the hands of the returner. Picked up inside the 5, Aaron Broner, and he'll make it out to the 13-yard line. A return of 6 on the play. Ryan Schultz and Isaiah Sampson on special teams for the Warriors. Let's talk about keys to the game tonight, Terry.
Well, for Lakeside Lutheran, they've got to make their veer option precise. We'll see if the new quarterback in there is going to cause any problems there. Have to take advantage of their size, and they got to avoid 3rd and long situations. Lake Country, Coach Braskill felt they didn't compete the whole game last week, so they've got to do that. They've got to use blocking schemes that can negate Lakeside's size advantage, and they need to stem and shift, slant all over to confuse the blocking schemes for Lakeside Lutheran.
From the 13, 1st and 10, split backfield, 2 receivers near side, and the give running up the left side for Lake Country Lutheran. That is their running back, Andrew Benz. Benz, the senior, on the carry. Jonathan Schmidt with the tackles. You take a look at the offense tonight for the Lightning.
3-yard gain on the play.
Menzel at quarterback. We mentioned his first-team all-conference. Benz also 605 yards rushing and a very good offensive line, senior-dominated. 2nd and 8. Menzel will pass, and it's incomplete. Want to toss it out far side to Gavin Baranek. Baranek, the senior, split end out there.
One of Coach Braskill's concern, and I'm sure offensive coordinator Eric Baum felt the same way, they couldn't quite get their passing game going last week. And that hurt them, they felt, going against Springs.
Different defense, too. A 4-2-5 is what you're going to see out of Lakeside Lutheran tonight.
Yeah, they got the 2 inside backers, but by that 5-man shell, they can do all kinds of blitzing and stemming off of it.
Try and run up the right side out across the 20. Benz on the carry out to the 21-yard line, short of the first down. Thomas Dwyer there to make the tackle.
Don't be surprised if they go for it on 4th down. Looks like they might not be, but Coach Braskill says he likes to go for it on 4th down. He feels and he's a calculus teacher, so he's going to know how this works out. He thinks the odds favor him, but he's going to kick. Doesn't want to give up good field position.
Starting lineups tonight brought to you by Milwaukee Building and Construction Trades Council, building communities and careers. Baranek's punt, a nice high drifter that was taken on the run by R.J. Darden. And Darden run out of bounds just across midfield by Nathan Groff. And so the Warriors will get good field position. They will start inside the Lightning 48-yard line.
Well, the quarterback coming in, Jack Thiele for Lakeside, is only a sophomore. Have to see, how he handles this veer option. He's got to make the reads, determine if he's going to give the ball off. Some calls will be predetermined, but we'll see how he adjusts.
Casey Guzman, the workhorse back there, 2nd team all-conference a season ago. From the 48-yard line of Lake Country Lutheran, split back veer. And it will be the quarterback. And Thiele, no gain. Good penetration that time up front, led by Nathan Grooms, and Connor Lubers there to make the stop.
Well, Lakeside Lutheran, across their front, they go 292, 206, 203, 222, and 273. A tremendous size advantage for Lakeside as opposed to Lake Country.
And their heaviest man up front for Lake Country, Nathan Grooms, at 235, the nose guard. So that's going to see if the slanting and stemming can work to their advantage. 2nd down, we'll call it 9, just inside the 48-yard line. Pulls it back again. Thiele trying to get around the right side, has some blocking, and he's tripped up near the 1st down marker. Let's see where they spot him out of bounds, right around the 38-yard line. And it looks like it will be enough for a 1st down. You see how they pull that back out of the belly of the fullback.
Yeah, if you see that defensive tackle come crashing down, you've got to be able to pull it out, get to the outside, and you still have a possible pitch man. But all that Coach Deering was going to say is we're not going to change anything. We are who we are, and we're going to run the ball.
A best electric 1st down for the Warriors. Our initial 1st down of the ball game. Again, Thiele. Again, going to keep it. Stopped at the line of scrimmage for no gain. Wrapped up immediately by Bennett Hom and Nathan Groff. Inside and outside linebackers for the Lightning. Gain of 1, 2nd down and 9 upcoming.
One of the tough things in preparing for any option attack is during the week as your scout team goes through that they don't run it at the speed that the opponent is going to come into this game doing. So it takes a little time to adjust.
2nd and 9, ball at the 36-yard line of Lake Country Lutheran. Again, late pitch to the back. Isaiah Sampson taking the pitch that time, coming over the right side, and he's knocked out by Evan Roll.
Sometimes you're going to tell that defensive end, even if you don't think the quarterback is going to run with the ball, you go up and hit him. Force that pitch. Try to keep the ball going sideways as much as you can.
3-yard gain on the play.
About 3, maybe 4. Sets up 3rd and 6. Ball at the 33 of the Lightning. You see that stemming up front. Lineman will stem and slant. This time they'll go over the right side. A hole there. Sidesteps one tack. Sampson still on his feet inside the 20, out of bounds near the 19-yard line. He'll pick up a 1st down. Bennett Hom there along with Groff.
One of the things that Lakeside Lutheran was looking forward to is having Crockless in the backfield as the quarterback with his tremendous speed. 2nd in the state in both the 100 and the 200, giving off to Isaiah Sampson, another member of that track team. They won the Division II state track title last spring, the largest point total in the history of the state meet.
Another Best Electric 1st down, brought to you by Best Electric Service. Best Electric Service, connect with the best. From the 19, 1st and 10. We'll hand it off. This time it's Casey Guzman, his first carry tonight for the senior. Guzman picks his way forward. It's about 4, maybe 5 on the play, brought down by Connor Livers.
Yeah, Casey Guzman, an outstanding point guard on the Lakeside Lutheran basketball team last year that finished 2nd in the state in D2.
2nd down and 4. Ball at the 12-yard line. Again, the split backfield between Sampson and Guzman. And this is Guzman. Takes it inside the 10, close to another 1st down. Noah Lutke there to make the stop for the Lightning, but it will be 1st and goal for the Warriors.
A 1st and 10 on the 7-yard line.
They'll spot it just inside the 7-yard line. This is what they do. They just melt the clock away and ground and pound, I guess you could say. Pound and ground, something to that effect.
Grind is the good word for what they're doing.
Again, it's Sampson and Guzman in the backfield. Thiele, the quarterback. The sophomore making his first varsity start. This time he'll pitch it back. Guzman around the left side. He breaks containment and walks it in for the touchdown.
Touchdown carry by Casey Guzman.
Guzman with the score. Made it look easy once he got the edge. There was no stopping the senior. And the Warriors jump out to a 6-0 lead.
Yeah, last week against Fond du Lac Springs, he rushed for 102 yards against obviously a very tough Springs defense.
So a 48-yard drive capped off by the 7-yard touchdown run. The extra point is up and good by Ty Schmidt, the sophomore. 7-0 Warriors. Force a 3-and-out, and they march it right down from 48 yards in 8 plays. As we head downstairs, our first visit of the night with Mike McGivern.
So, guys, I've got Zach Bickle. He is the assistant principal and dean of students here at LCL. Hey, first and foremost, thanks a lot for having us. How many years you been here?
This is my 7th year at LCL, and thank you guys for being here.
Yeah, so hey, does it get easier? So my grandson's now a freshman here. Hopefully he hasn't seen you as the dean of students yet. But wondering if things start to get easier as you've been here a little bit longer.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. It's definitely supposed to get easier, but every year is a new year, new challenges, new students, and our students have just responded really well this year, so we're off to a great start.
Zach, I got to tell you, people out here have been very friendly to us, very welcoming, and it's just awesome.
Yeah, we have a really strong community out here at LCL. This is our 25th year of this school, and so just to see how God has worked in this place in a short amount of time, it's just moving in the right direction, so we're thankful for that.
It's good to see you again.
Yeah, thanks, Mike.
Boys, back to you.
Mike, thank you. Another short kick. It will bounce and then touched in play, so he's got to take it out. Now it ran into the end zone. They will rule it as a touchback.
Yeah, they said the momentum of the ball carried in
Correct.
there. That's two, however, kickoffs that they haven't handled cleanly.
We watched that in practice on Tuesday, There's your scoring summary brought to you by Carthage College. Your turn to make waves. 8 plays, 48 yards. Guzman with the 7-yard touchdown run. From the 20-yard line, Lightning their second possession. See if they can get something going here. That was something that Coach Resgol was talking about in practice, trying to get the offense moving here a little bit. Just did not click last week. They'll throw it outside. Ethan Hans, out across the 22, maybe the 23-yard line before he is swallowed up by Thomas Dwyer, the big defensive end, and I mean big, 6'8", 273. Whew.
Yeah, you don't have to look too far to find him.
Second and 7.
Gain of 3. Second down 7 from the 23-yard line. Near hash. Jackson Menzel will work in under center. Nathan Groff around the right side gets the first down out across the 30 to the 35-yard line. Biggest play of the game so far offensively. Jonathan Schmidt able to bring him down.
Yeah, a week ago, Groff went off for 115 yards, although he's coming out limping right now. Not a good sign.
Once again, here's Mike.
Guys, listen to the defensive coaches here on LCL sidelines. They said, boys, they're doing exactly what we thought they're going to do. We need to get off those blocks and tackle and get these guys on the carpet. Boys, back to you.
Thanks, Mike. Not sure if that was a penalty on this play or not. I believe there was. Nope, there was not. No gain on the play, second down and 10. Look,
something was off.
Something was off. You were correct. Looked like the shift on the defensive line and then the offensive line jumped. The ball was snapped. So no gains. Second down and 10. Menzel working from the shotgun. He will hand it off again and wrapped up immediately is Andrew Benz. No gain on that play. It was Billy Gibson, inside linebacker there to make the stop.
We mentioned it in our keys to the game, and both Coach Braskill and offensive coordinator Eric Mom talked about that size advantage that Lakeside has at front. Lake Country's got to get some angles on this, some down blocks, some kickouts, find ways to neutralize.
And that is a relationship there on the offensive side of the ball that goes way back. Greg Braskill and Eric Malm, they were in each other's wedding. They stood up at each other's wedding. They get along so well. Now a timeout, I believe, called here by Lake Country Lutheran. We will take our break as well. 5:19 to go here in this first quarter. It's the Warriors from Lake Mills. Lakeside Lutheran up by a score of 7-0. This is the Gruber Law Office's Friday Night Rivals on My 24. Two heartfelt comedies are bringing laughs and love to My 24 starting September 9th. Navigate life in Lanford with the Connors at 6 and fall head over heels for Bob Hart's Arbishola at 9 weeknights on My 24. Following the timeout, Menzel on the scramble, unable to get away. Ball is out, goes out of bounds. Penalty markers fly. We're going to have a face mask here against the Warriors.
Yeah, Lake Country was trying to run a stop-and-go pattern, but the defensive back for Lakeside stayed with his man. So Menzel had a scramble out there. You can see him. He thought he had him. Oops, but now he's got to get to the outside. That arm is extended. And
there's the face mask right there.
2 flags on the play.
Officials will hash this out.
Face mask, number 72 of the defense. 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. It's still 3rd down.
Thomas Dwyer, the defensive end, grabbing that face mask. Mike, what do you have for us?
Hey, guys, during that timeout, I walked out, and I can tell you the offensive coordinator and this team, very calm, cool. He said, here's what I'm seeing. He looked at Jackson Menzel. He said, what are you seeing? And he said, you know, Coach, I think we should be able to get this done. And he's sorry, let's try that. I was very impressed with just the calm demeanor of this coaching staff on LCL.
Yeah, and that's the way it was in practice this week, too, when we were here Tuesday. And they just very calm, very reassuring, and trying to structure things here to build this team back up. As they swing it out to the near side, Baranek able to get across midfield. Baranek brought down by R.J. Darden, the strong safety at the 49-yard line. It's a gain of 14 and a Best Electric first down.
Baranek had 3 catches last week. They only were able to complete 10 of 15 for only 65 yards. So they're looking to get this on track. They had 3 interceptions last week that kind of slowed that momentum down. And so Coach Braskill and Coach Mom want to see if they can get both sides of that offense going.
They go, hurry up, Groff. Forward progress for a yard before he's corralled at midfield. Jonathan Schmidt leading the way there for the Warriors. No, that symbiotic relationship that Coach Braskill and Eric Malm have, it's interesting. It was brought up, you know, Greg will kind of wander off and look at the offense a little bit and view it from what a defensive coordinator, which he takes sole charge of, and then he'll let Eric kind of walk in on the defense and say, well, here's what I'm seeing with the way you're playing this particular style.
Not coaching on both sides of the ball really gives them a chance to get a little different perspective.
Correct. Second down and 8. First trip into Warrior territory by the Lightning late here in this first quarter. Play action. Menzel rolling left, dumps it off, completes here to the near side. Beautiful pitch and catch that time. Out to Blake Barco. Brought down by Phil Beecraft. Close to a first down. Looks like he's going to be a little bit short to bring up 3rd and about 2 here for the Lightning. Again, just enough to get it over the linebackers and make it up into that 3rd level.
Yeah, they've got a little rhythm going now. They want to make sure they make this first down and be able to keep this drive on target.
Hand it off, fighting for yardage. Maybe that extra burst by Benz may have gotten the first down. Dwyer was there along with Will Stubbs.
First down.
Yeah, Benz a year ago went for 605 yards and 9 touchdowns. A hurdler on the track team, 2-way player for him. Top that off, 3.8 grade point average.
So a Best Electric first down keeps the drive alive here from the Warrior 40-yard line. Menzel with time, airing it out over the middle, double coverage and knocked down.
Yeah,
Phil Beecraft getting a hand on it to swat it away.
That time you had 2 receivers right in the same area. Somebody got crossed up. And Coach Braskill kidded. He said, last week I told the guys at the start of the game we were going to take the kickoff, march down the field and score. He said, we did that. He said, I should have told them to do a few more things because the rest of the game, we didn't score again until the end of the game in the fourth quarter.
Each week we'll highlight a hit of the game, and that's brought to you by our friends at the Milwaukee Admirals. Another great season set to get underway later this fall. 2nd and 10 from the 40-yard line. Clock stopped, 3:12 to play, first quarter, down 7-0. Lightning, Menzel on a carry, sheds one tackle, couldn't break the second. Got away from Alex Baer, the first man in there, but then Ryan Scholes was able to clean him up for a 2-yard loss.
Loss of 2 on the play.
Yeah, Scholes, a 6-foot, 178-pound senior.
Ryan Schultz making the
Daniel
tackle.
Cleary, the tight end out there, if he just would have hung onto that block a little bit longer, would have given Menzel the edge. Loss of 2, 3rd and 12 from the 42. Menzel rolling to his left. Now goes back over the middle, incomplete. That time intended for Ethan Hans, the sophomore. Pass was thrown behind him, brings up 4th down.
Wasn't able to get his feet
Nope.
set and get set up on this. And Coach Braskill, I think this is a tip of the hat, so to speak, to Lakeside. Not going for it on 4th down like he might traditionally do. He doesn't want to give him a short field.
Gavin Baranek.
Baranek in to punt, the senior. I believe that's going to be Beecraft back there to receive it. Nope, check that. R.J. Darden will let it bounce, and Lake Country Lutheran will down it at the 1. 41-yard punt. Daniel Cleary, who we just mentioned a moment ago, got downfield on special teams and able to down it at the 1-yard line.
Warriors will take over first and 10.
Excellent special teams play. And so the Warriors will start this drive on their own 1-yard line. Hey, we want to thank the fine folks at Bunzel's Old Fashioned Meat Market and their catering services for helping fuel our Friday Night Rivals crew with great food tonight. Bunzels.com. Wife's good friend, brother works there, Scott Ranofsky. Plied his trade at old Dick's Finer Foods in South Milwaukee back in the day. Adam Anderson there to make the tackle on 1st down, gain of about 2.
Pick up 2 yards.
On the carry, Casey Guzman, who scored the touchdown to put the Warriors up here in this first quarter.
2nd and 7.
Well, you've got those 2 big tackles kind of as bookends on that offensive line for them. Right now it doesn't seem like they're favoring one side over the other running.
Again, they'll try and go left side, and again, Lightning right there. Able to create some havoc up front. That was Ham and Roll, both in there on the stop.
No gain on the play.
Again, Jack Thiele, the quarterback tonight. Ben Crockless, senior, out with an injury. Actually got hurt like the 4th or 5th play of the game last week against Lake Mills. Came back in the game. And then over the weekend, it tightened up on him a little bit. He's been day-to-day since. So Coach Daring hoping to have him back in time for conference play. Big 3rd down here, 3rd and 6, under a minute to go here in this first quarter, and the Lightning defense stiffens as they're able to stop the running attack here. Sets up 4th and short. Now, if you're Coach Daring, you punt this one away, you try and run it again here and get the 1st down.
Correction, Beecroft carrying just short of 1st down yardage. 4th down.
4th and about 2 upcoming here. We'll see if they'll just wait to the start of the second quarter.
Well, Crockless also happened to be their punter.
Yes, exactly.
So that's
Casey Guzman, I believe. Nope, check that. That is Thiele who will do the punting as well, and they'll let the clock run out. And that'll end our first quarter here in Heartland, Wisconsin tonight, northern Waukesha County, as we get set for our Friday night rivals tonight. It's the Lakeside Lutheran Warriors on top of the Lake Country Lightning, 7-0 on my 24. Beautiful evening here in Heartland tonight. Start of the second quarter. Warriors up 7-0 on the Lightning tonight. They will punt here on fourth down. Thiele gets off a good kick. Fair catch signaled for and made at the 45-yard line. Had some running room there, but
I think Evan Roll thought, he was going to get pounced on a little too soon, so he made the call, and then they didn't release quite as quickly. I think they were holding their blocks extra time since they were down near their own goal line.
So still good field position here for Lake Country Lutheran. They will start this drive at the 44-yard line of the Warriors. Again, they started to click a little bit on offense, but then kind of ran out of gas inside the 40-yard line of the Warriors on their last drive.
Well, they get out of that split back formation, and now they've got trips left.
And they'll run right. Menzel, the quarterback, has an opening inside the 40, lowers the shoulder down to the 36-yard line. That was Owen Marty in there now at free safety for the Warriors, able to make the stop.
Yeah, Menzel, good athlete. He's a fine pitcher on their baseball team at Lake Country as well.
Gain of 7 on the play.
Sets up second and short now for the Lightning. Second and about 3. Again, they'll go to that trips left side. Single back in the backfield with Menzel under center. This time they'll give it. Bends up the middle down to the 30-yard line. Gain of about 6 on the play. Billy Gibson there to make the stop, and it's a best electric first down for the Lightning.
Something to mention here, we pointed out Lakeside has a size advantage, but they also have 6 players going both ways, whereas Lake Country only has 4 or 5, depending on what personnel groups they put in. See if that becomes a factor as the game moves forward.
Ben's trying to work the left side, not much there. Gain of a couple before he's toppled there. Phil Beecraft, he's going to be busy tonight. One of their leading tacklers for the Warriors.
Phil Beecraft at the stop.
Can you look at that lineup dotted with seniors and all conference players, particularly at that linebacker and secondary.
Right, Jonathan Schmidt, last year leading tackler for this team.
Again, they'll try the right side on a pitch, and nothing there at all. Billy Gibson stayed home, able to make that play for the Warriors.
Yeah, Gibson only a sophomore. Coaches were very high on him. Matt During, the head coach, is also the defensive coordinator, was singing Gibson's praises this week.
New personnel in there now for Lake Country Lutheran, bringing up 3rd and 10 from the Warrior 30-yard line. This drive started at the Warrior 44, trying to take advantage of a short field here. Play fake, Menzel racing to the edge. Knocked out of bounds, shoulder to shoulder that time. That was Casey Guzman, plays that weak safety spot. Able to get to the edge. Watch the shoulder to shoulder. A demolition derby. Looked like we may have a penalty on the play too. Officials are huddled up at the 25-yard line.
Well, Guzman, we mentioned a good point guard. I don't know if his basketball coach loves seeing him crash into that running back that way, but both schools, not just because of their size, it's their philosophy, want multi-sport players.
We know all season our touchdowns are being brought to you by the Steamfitters 601. Steamfitters Local 601, your future starts now. They took the flag away. Play stands. It'll bring up 4th down. Ball at the 26-yard line, 4th and 6. It looks like Coach Bresgel is going to roll the dice here. He'll keep Jackson Menzel in there at quarterback. 2 receivers here to the near side. Offset backfield. Menzel from the pistol. On the sprint to the right. Dumps it over the middle, and it's incomplete. Had a man there. He was open. That was Gavin Baranek. He was there, and the pass floated over his head. Again, getting the feet set and planted before you throw. Greg Bresgel, the coach. Head coach here for Lake Country Lutheran.
Calculus teacher. Although I've got to say, when we talked to him this week in practice, he was a quote machine. I would have thought he had majored in English, public speaking.
He was rattled off some beauties. Some will even be able to share. Taking over on downs, the Warriors at the 26-yard line. It's going to be a pitch. As Thiele dumps it off to the outside. Pitchman, it was Isaiah Sampson. Evan Roll got to him near the sideline. Short pickup of 3, 2nd down and 7 coming up.
So far, Thiele seems to be, managing this offense well. They're not noted as a passing team. All of last year, they only threw 79 passes.
Officials are going to stop play here for a moment.
Will Tedding, a sophomore, getting his first start coming out tonight.
And the coach Bresgel raved about him too in his development at that linebacker spot. 2nd and 7. Again, they'll pitch it back. This is Guzman. Out across the 40 to the 43-yard line where he had a collision there. Evan Roll. It's his 5th tackle tonight.
Yeah, Guzman, a 2nd-team all-conference performer. You can see his speed, his ability to plant that foot and turn upfield.
Pickup of 12 and a best electric first down for the Warriors at the 41-yard line. Again, they'll pitch it back. Sampson around the right side, still on his feet, out to midfield, just shy of a first down. Picking up 9 on the play. Isaiah Sampson. Looked like Hom was there, Bennett Hom. Take a look one more time.
They're a little late getting to the pitch man, the Lake Country Lutheran defense. You've got to get off those blocks, the stalk block that they're going to be doing to the outside.
David Neals with the stop.
Late entry onto the field. That's Ethan Hans for Lake Country Lutheran. 2nd down and 1 for the Warriors. They're going to try and pass, and Thiele's wrapped up for a sack back at the 44-yard line. Getting in there was Adam Anderson, the junior outside linebacker, all conference a season ago.
Yeah, I got to really credit Lake Country's defense. Their DBs had all those guys covered. You know, despite the propensity of Lakeside to run the ball all the time, they did have those guys covered downfield.
Loss of 5 back to the 45-yard line. Had 23 tackle for losses last year, Anderson did. 3rd and long. Again, they'll pitch it. Running room here for Guzman. Cuts it upfield, 40. Breaks a tackle inside the 35-yard line. Finally brought down by David Neals, inside linebacker. Big run on 3rd down.
You can see again that soft outside corner. They're not able to get to that pitch.
Ball now on the 33-yard line.
One of the things you sometimes need to do is teach that end before you commit to the quarterback. You got to feather them to keep them going sideways so your defense have time to flow to cover that pitch.
22-yard pickup by Guzman. 1st and 10 at the 33. Again, they'll pitch it back. Sampson around the right side, met at the line of scrimmage and hauled down. Time the Lightning defense able to respond. Lubbers and Neals both there. No gain on the play. 2nd down and 10 as we slide toward 5 minutes to play here in this first half.
On the play, 2nd and 10.
Thiele, the sophomore, at quarterback. This time he'll keep it with some running room. Cuts at the hash inside the 25 down to the 23-yard line. Benz and Grooms both there to make the stop. Again, this season, our closed captioning is brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards.
Yeah, a year ago, this Lakeside Lutheran offense churned out almost 3,000 yards on the ground and scored 39 touchdowns. Averaged 6 yards a carry.
Well, you can see how this starts to grind you down defensively. They'll try up the middle with Guzman, nothing there. Right into the heart of that defense. Again, Nathan Grooms, the nose tackle. Came off the block, able to make the play.
Now a play a lot of option teams like to run if you've been having some success stopping them. Counter option, they take a hard step in one direction, reverse it, come back to the other side, and sometimes you've overplayed and they get that man, the pitch man, freed up to the outside.
Again, it's Sampson and Guzman, the split backfield behind Thiele, the quarterback. 2nd down and 10 from the 22. This is Sampson, powers his way up the middle inside the 15. Still on his feet down to about the 10-yard line. Didn't quite get him down, and he kept his feet moving. It was finally Nathan Graff, the junior, able to make the play. One more look.
Could see both 72, Thomas Dwyer, who's committed to South Dakota State, and big number 65, Jackson Stein, the 292-pound tackle. Only a junior, getting a lot of interest. They were downfield, clearing the way for the back.
Inside the Bryant and Stratton College red zone. Bryant and Stratton College, built different for you. And in for the touchdown is Guzman. 2nd touchdown of the night for Guzman. 7 yards and a score. And it's 13-0 Warriors.
Lakeside got a great surge from that offensive line and were downfield before Lake Country knew it.
Ty Schmidt to tack on the extra point. Low snap. Kick is away, and it is good. 3:01 to go here in our first half. 14-0 in favor of the Warriors here at Lake Country Lutheran. This is the Gruber Law Office's Friday Night Rivals, presented by the Milwaukee Window Guys. The team from NFL Network's Good Morning Football is huddling up to bring you all of the latest from around the league with Good Morning Football Overtime. That's weekday mornings from 10 to noon, kicking off this Labor Day Monday on CW 18. Luft on the kick, trying to pick it up, get back. The yardage lost. It was Parker Baranek, I believe, or was that known? A 13 Evan Roll back there. Brought down by Carter Flack for the Warriors. So 2-score lead now for the Warriors, under 3 minutes to go in this first half. And again, you try not to get it all back on one play as we take a look at the Carthage College scoring summary. 11 plays, 74 yards. Guzman from 7 yards out. His second touchdown of the night.
That lack of offense is plaguing Lake Country Lutheran once again.
Play fake, Menzel. This time we'll pitch it, late pitch. Out across the 20 to the 22-yard line with it.
Yeah, the quarterback and that pitch man have to keep that proper relationship so that they can't be covered by one guy sliding from the one option to the other.
Groff on the carry. Brought down on the play by Owen Marty, reserve linebacker. Gain of 3, second down and 7. Menzel will swing it out. Little bubble screen to the wide receiver with some room. Nice play out across the 30. Out of bounds shy of the 35-yard line. R.J. Darden there to make the stop, and a Best Electric first down as we head downstairs to Mike.
So, guys, I'm here with Chris Oleg. He's Lyona Laborers Local 113. You can see that. Chris, when somebody makes the decision to work with you guys, can we talk about that process?
Sure. You know, if we have a high school student that comes and he's really interested in coming out and working in the construction industry, we talk to them and we get their scores from school. If they have a high enough scoring, they don't have to do anything else. We'll give them a letter of introduction, introduce them to some of our contractors, and try to get them hired on. But before we talk more about the students and everything else, I just want to say happy Labor Day to everybody that's out there laboring, union and non-union alike. This is our day coming up. Enjoy it. Spend time with your family and have a good time with it.
Man, Chris, thank you very much. Good to see you. Boys, back to you.
Mike, thank you. Lyona 113 sponsors our kickoffs again this season. Glad to have them back. Lyona Local 113. Timeout taken here by the Warriors, so each team with 2 timeouts remaining. $1:50 to go here in this first half.
Well, I'm pretty sure that head coach Matt During wanted to make sure we didn't give him that quick screen anymore.
Coming up in the Wendy's halftime report tonight, we'll highlight this week's Russ Darrow Automotive Group Scholar Athlete nominees. We'll meet a few of our sponsors, and we'll also have first half highlights tonight. That's on the Wendy's halftime report. 31-yard line, 1st and 10. Menzel with time. Left side, rifles one through the sideline, intended for Ethan Hans, the split end.
Pass intended for Ethan Hans, throwing incomplete.
Again, trying that little sideline route, but threw it way ahead of the receiver. And again, it's the footwork of Menzel that's causing this. He's not quite getting that front foot set. Still doing that little patter with that front foot.
And we know he's got, he's more than capable. First team all-conference former year ago. Sometimes you press a little bit, trying to make things go.
Try screen to the right side once again, and that time defense was ready for it. They have lost a yard. Jackson Stein able to make the stop. Brings up 3rd and 11 as we take another look. Swing it out to that far side, and nowhere for Baranek to go.
All of a sudden you have that 6'8", 292-pounder coming out to tackle you on the outside. It's a rude awakening.
Yeah, Baranek didn't have any blocking there. It just all collapsed just as the ball got to him.
A little surprised that Lakeside's not calling a timeout here, letting a lot of time come off the clock.
Probably use one if they get a stop here. 3rd and 11 for the Lightning. Their own 30-yard line. Again, they go to that same play to the right side. Again, not much there. Swung it out to Blake Barco. And now Lakeside Lutheran will take their timeout. Thomas Dwyer and Ryan Schulz working hard on that right side. They've got that play well read.
Yeah, you watch Dwyer move. You can see why South Dakota State made him an offer, and he's committed there. And something to note about Thomas, his mother is a Paralympic competitor for the United States internationally on the curling team. So no doubt she's enjoying seeing how her son is moving around out there. Wonder if he curls. Probably a different kind of curl, I was going to say.
So the Warriors taking the timeout on defense, stopping the clock with 38 seconds to play here in the half. It'll be 4th and 11, a punting situation here, so see if they put on a rush here. R.J. Darden, the deep man. Baranek does the punting. One of the split ends. Gets off a good one. Didn't quite get it to turn over. It will bounce its way out of bounds. About the 36-yard line. The CeeLo mark it at the 37-yard line of the Warriors with 34 seconds to play.
Not being a prolific passing team, I wonder what Lakeside Lutheran's philosophy will be here. They've got only one timeout. We did see them try to run a stop and go earlier in the game.
Well, this is where you have to be disciplined on defense. You've been seeing that veer, that's option all game long, and this would be a time where you start creeping 9, 10 guys up in the box. Might find a tight end or a split end loose in the defensive backfield. Instead, Thiele will keep it. Gain of about 1. Perhaps the Warriors satisfied with that lead. Trent Harding there to make the stop. They might just stay in this huddle and take this lead into the locker room. That's exactly what the team from Lake Mills will do. A couple of touchdowns tonight from their running back, Guzman. Casey Guzman with the 2 touchdowns. That's your storyline so far through one half of play. The Warriors pitching a shutout here at Heartland. It's Lakeside Lutheran 14, Lake Country Lutheran nothing as we head into our Wendy's halftime report, all part of the Gruber Law Office's Friday Night Rivals presented by Milwaukee Window Guys. Welcome into our Wendy's halftime report here from Lake Country Lutheran High School. 14-0 Lakeside Lutheran on top. Tonight we'd like to highlight our Scholar Athlete nominees, brought to you by the Russ Darrow Automotive Group. And from Lakeside Lutheran tonight, it's Ben Crockless. Ben participates in football, basketball, and track, carries a 4.0 GPA ranking, number 1 in his class. He's a member of the Honor Roll, National Honor Society, and Student Council. Ben was a member of the 2024 basketball state runner-up squad and member of the 2023 and 24 state champion track teams. Ben gives back to the community, ushering at church and volunteering at many events and youth camps. Ben has been recognized by several local organizations, including receiving the Rotary Youth Leadership Award. And from Lake Country Lutheran High School, Andrew Benz. Andrew participates in football and track, carries a 3.8 GPA. Downstairs we go, and Mike McGivern.
Hey guys, thank you very much. I'm here with Bruce Janicek. He is the owner of Best Electric. They do a lot of commercial and residential work. Hey Bruce, how's business going in that category?
Well, we are the #1 contractor in the Milwaukee area to do on EV chargers, so we have a very good customer base, very good qualified people to do them. And now we're certified in 2 generator suppliers, so it's a lot of good business. A lot of people are looking for car chargers and for house support because of the way the weather has been.
Man, that's awesome. Hey, it's so good to see you. Bruce and I have known each other for 20 years. It's good to see your son today. And certainly thank you so much for being a sponsor and a partner of Friday Night Rivals.
I'm a big sports guy, and I want to give back to the community, and this is a perfect way to do it.
Excellent. Go to Best Electric, guys. Boys, back to you.
All right, Mike, thank you so much. We'll take a Welcome back to the Wendy's halftime report here on My 24. Let's head back down to the field and Mike McGivern.
So, guys, I'm here with Sergeant Adam Fleshhacker, U.S. Army, Hustle and Hawk. He's a Greenfield grad. Adam, thank you. It's good to see you again this year. We were talking a little bit before when somebody...
We get the all clear for that. They'll go down to MEPS to do a physical and pick a job and stuff like that. And then from there, they sign the documents to enlist, and then they just wait till they ship out. They do stuff with us for future soldier training, stay active, get acclimated to what the military is going to be like, and then we take them to MEPS or the airport to ship off for basic, and that's that.
Hey, that part of in between, the idea of learning your culture, has got to be really important for these kids to kind of transition in.
Yes, it is. It's definitely life-changing, but I view it as a good life change because your culture is not always the best, and you're going to see people from New York to Texas to California in basic training and learn how they live, how they work, what they eat, how they talk. Everything's different. So I think it's a good eye-opening experience for a lot of people.
Hey guys, he's a really good recruiter. He's a local guy. Come back, he's doing great work here. It's good to see you again. Parents got to be really proud.
Yes, they are.
They are.
Good seeing you.
Yeah, good to see you. Boys, back to you.
All right, Mike, thank you so much. Time now to take a look at Friday Night Rival and Thursday Night Live plays from across the country.
The best Thursday Night Lights and Friday Night Rivals highlights from across the country.
Parker makes the catch at the 2. The senior with some room. Weston Parker for CPA down the right sideline. One man to beat. Touchdown Lions. All right, BA will get a chance to answer now. Here they go. This is Neo Clifton with some room. Spinning out to the 40. Past midfield on his feet. Neo Clifton trying to answer with a kick 6 of his own.
Appreciate the hospitality once again, and Baylor Necessary in the Wildcat format, and he breaks through, and Baylor Necessary has some running room. Baylor Necessary is going to go 99 yards for the touchdown. Are you kidding me? Unbelievable.
Little jet sweep action to the outside. Oh, big hit. We got a fumble in the end zone?
Oh, boy, we've seen it all.
Goodness gracious. The jet sweep to Brody Tonin and a monster hit.
Mitchell scrambling, looking for Marvinus Butler Brown. Made the catch inside the 20. A dime down to the 12. My goodness, Josh Stramborski. Nice to know we get in the mix every once in a while.
Call of John Weiser going across the country.
Oh, let's head back downstairs. Mike McGivern, what do you got?
Hey guys, I'm here with Dean Herman. He is the women's softball coach here at Bryant Stratton, 7th year. Hey coach, congratulations. You guys had a great run last year.
Thank you. Yes, we did. We ended the season ranked 16th in the country, and another trip to the College World Series, so it's 2 out of the last 4 years.
Boy, good for you. Coach, when you go out and talk to high school age softball players about coming to Bryant Stratton, what do you tell them about being a student athlete here?
Well, you're going to get a great education. Last year we had 14 academic All-Americans on our roster. We had a team GPA of 3.63, so we really hit the books hard along with being on the field. So you get a good education and you get a chance to go play at the next level.
Hey, the quality of softball that you guys are seeing, kids have to understand it is a step up from what they're used to.
It is, especially in our fall season. We play the likes of Notre Dame, Wisconsin, Purdue, Indiana, so they get to play all the big dogs in the fall.
Well, you don't back away from anybody.
Heck no, let's go.
Let's go. He's Dean Herman. He is the head women's softball coach here at Bryant Stratton. Boys, back to you.
14-0, Lakeside Lutheran on top of Lake Country Lutheran. We'll take another break. This is the Wendy's halftime report on My 24. Wendy's halftime report continues here tonight. Lakeside Lutheran on top of Lake Country Lutheran. Downstairs we go to Mike McGivern.
So I'm here with Mark Underwood, sales manager, Milwaukee Window Guys. We're getting along really well. I like this guy a lot. Hey, Mark, if somebody's looking to get windows in before Christmas, let's say, is still time to do that?
It is, because they have a lead time of about 6 to 8 weeks to fabricate the windows. So now's the time if you're thinking about getting it before the next winter comes. Because a lot of times I go into homes during winter, you have the plastic on the inside, the frozen ice in the inside. So now's the time to come because we can get them in by Christmas. Right now, a little bit before that, but as you procrastinate a little bit more, move the schedule further up, you're looking more into getting to the hard parts of winter.
Mark, the impressive part for me is these are your employees putting these in. Great warranty with these windows, and I love the fact that you guys are willing to do 1 or 2 windows to start with.
Yeah, we're here to earn your business. So, Mike, the reason we started the business was to earn the business, because right now you'll see a lot of companies, they'll say buy 2, get 2 free. There's a lot of sales gimmicks out there right now. Don't fall for it. They're sales gimmicks, right? No one's giving away a window. I mean, just common sense says that. But for us, like, we're here to earn your business. 1 window, 2 windows, the whole house, whatever it is that you want. Not what we want, but what you want. So we're here to earn your business for that.
Hey, thank you so much. Milwaukee Window Guys, they're all employees with these guys. That's who's working with you. It's good to see you. You bet. Back to you, boys.
Mike, thank you so much. One of our presenting sponsors this season on My 24. Time now to take a look at our first half highlights, brought to you by Carthage College. A steady dose of that split back beer. Again, Isaiah Sampson and Casey Guzman getting the workload, and it was Guzman scoring our first touchdown tonight, a 7-yard run.
Yeah, Guzman, 2 touchdowns on the night. You can see he's got good speed, lowers that shoulder, gets himself upfield.
Here he goes for that second touchdown run out of 7 yards. So a pair of touchdowns tonight by Guzman offensively for the Warriors. Our first half highlights brought to you by Carthage College. Your turn to make waves. And here to make waves for Carthage, Bill Weir.
Hey guys, I'm here with Bill Weir. We're talking. He's been at Carthage for 23 years. I love that. Hey, talk a little bit about first week, school's back. Does it ever get old for you?
No, it's great. It's exciting. I mean, I get older, but they're always the same age. It's fantastic. And we just had another record class come in between freshmen and transfer students, which was way up, and even our graduate business and education programs. So we're really excited. Lots going on this week, lots of student activities and all of that.
Hey, Bill, the campus is really great. The environment's great. The energy's great. Does that ever get like, I've seen this before? It's got to be exciting every day.
It really is. And it's always different being on the lake, and it's an arboretum, and so the lake is different every day, and there's always different things going on with the kids, different programs, different activities that they're doing, you know. Into food trucks now, we have those all this week, so it's really a lot of fun.
Hey, last question for you. When you're talking to somebody who's a junior or senior, right now would be a perfect time to come visit your school.
Absolutely. We offer visits every single weekday and a select bunch of Saturdays. During the fall, you can do an individual visit, meet with a professor, sit in on a class on a weekday. And then we also have interest-specific visits, so if you're into nursing or you're into business or you're into engineering or education, we have special visits for those as well, where you can meet faculty and students in that as well.
Guys, I can just tell you, if you've not been on the campus at Carthage, do yourself a favor. Take your kids, go down, go see a football game, hang out with these guys. Bill, it's good to see you again.
Yeah, great to see you.
Yeah,
Thanks, Mike.
You got it. Thanks. Back to you, boys.
Bill's the best at what he does. Wouldn't be there for 20 years if he wasn't, let me tell you. 14-0, Lakeside Lutheran on top of Lake Country Lutheran. Back with our second half right after this.
Third quarter set to begin here at Lake Country Lutheran. Lakeside Lutheran with the lead, 14-0 on a pair of touchdown runs by their running back, Casey Guzman. They won the coin flip deferred, so they will get the football here to start the second half. Working right to left. Iona kickoff. Sponsored by Iona Local 113. Little squib kick and falling on it right away at the 37-yard line. For the Warriors, number 36 in your program, Carson Scheidinger-Strom.
Well, I'm sure Coach Matt During is liking what he's seeing. He felt that they had played Lake Mills pretty even last week and that the 21-12 score was a little misleading because Lake Mills returned a fumble for a touchdown of 43 yards, a pick six for 43 yards, all by the same kid, Caden Smolinski.
Again, it's the sophomore, Jack Thiele, getting the start tonight. Ben Crockless injured, and he'll pitch it back. Sampson trying to get the right side. Turns the corner upfield across the 45 and pulled down near midfield. Penalty marker down at the 40-yard line. It was about the spot where he kind of got that extra block. We'll see.
Might have pulled that defender down.
Actually, it looked like it might be a blindside block or a clip. We'll see.
Illegal block in the back. Offense, number 7, 10 yards out of the foul.
Well, Lakeside's been having good success getting into that ball to the pitch man, getting around the corner.
And again, to counter that, defense this week was working on trying to slant their stances a little bit more to the inside. You can see how the outside guys on the ends on the defensive side kind of slanting toward the middle. A little bit of stemming going on as well. Try and work it up the middle following the penalty. Trying to get it out to about the 33-yard line. Noah Lutke there to make the tackle.
Lutke only a junior.
6'4", 195. Again, that's, you're going up against that right tackle who's 273 pounds in Thomas Dwyer. That's stiff work. 2nd and 13 from the 34. Again, they'll try and work it up the middle, and again, Lightning defense right there. Short gain, maybe 2. Like Will Tedding and Noah Lutke in on that tackle. Again, working Sampson up the middle and trying to get Guzman on the edges.
Well, the key to any good option offense is you have to have them respect your dive, first of all. So whether you're in a triple option or the veer option, you've got to make them fearful of that. But then defensively, you've got to adjust. You got to do some different things on the outside. Change up who's got what man on the option.
Gain of 1, 3rd and 12 from the 35. And this is Thiele, the quarterback, out across the 40 to the 42-yard line, short of the first down. Pickup of about 7. And we'll see what Matt Daring wants to do here. Groff was there to pull him down. So 4th and 5. Again, trying to overcome the illegal block to start this drive. As you get a look at the coaching staff headed up by Matt Daring on that sideline. And they will punt it away. Roll, the junior, back deep. They'll kick it away from him. It will go out of bounds near the 25-yard line, and that's where it does go out of bounds. 9:21 to go here in the 3rd. And the Lightning will get their first possession here of the second half.
Well, we'll have to see what kind of adjustments that Eric Mom, the offensive coordinator, maybe made at halftime. To, they need to get something up on the board quickly.
Let's head down to Mike McGivern.
Hey guys, I'm here with Andy Jorgensen. He's with Wisconsin Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers Union. Hey, let's talk a little bit about when kids decide to join. What do you guys do when they come up to you and say, look, this is what I want to do for a living?
Well, not just kids. Anybody who's tried college, didn't work out, or you don't know your college isn't going to be for you, you can go to our school. It's in New Berlin. We have a 4-year apprenticeship. We have a great wage, and on top of that wage, 2 pensions, and on top of that, you've got full health care. You're living the American dream. Go to bacwi.org and find out more, and you can get the ball rolling there and sign up for our apprenticeships. Now, fun fact, you wouldn't be here if it wasn't for a bricklayer, right?
Right. Correct. Yeah, my father, 100%. Yeah, my father's a bricklayer and a mason. And I love the fact that you brought up, you try college, doesn't work, come on by us.
Exactly. We hear that all the time. You know what we hear after they start our apprenticeship? Gosh, I wish you would have done this sooner. And how about this? There's great pride that comes with our trade, too. 100%. Your dad, how many churches did he point at? Hey, Mike, I built that. How about that hospital? I built that. It's a really good life. You really need to check it out. bacwi.org.
Andy Jorgensen, he doesn't even need me. He's awfully good, boys. Back to you.
All right, Mike, thank you. Andrew Benz picking up the best electric first down for the Lightning after that 9-yard run by Nathan Graff. So good start to this drive here, and good start to the second half offensively for the Lightning. Again, Graff trying to get around the edge. Nothing doing. Look like the big man, yep, Alex Bear, 6'4", 203 pounds, second team all-conference, wrapping up Graff that time.
Well, they like to get Graff to that outside. He's the school record holder in both the 200 and 100-meter dashes. So if they could get some, creases in that to the outside and get him turned loose upfield.
Trips formation to the left here on 2nd down and 8. Ball at the 38 of the Lightning. Hitch and go, man wide open over the middle, leaping grab, and a catch is made down at the 25-yard line. Ethan Hans, all hands that time for Hans, and the biggest play of the game for the Lightning. Great concentration. Defender right there. Kept his eye on the ball. Hauled it in. Down to the 25-yard line.
Good throw that time by Jackson Menzel. They've been hitting those quick passes to the outside. They were able to shake receiver loose down the field.
37-yard pickup and a first down. We'll go back on the ground. Benz cuts it back. Inside the 20, down to the 15-yard line. 10-yard pickup for Benz, and they've entered the Bryan and Stratton College red zone.
Little counter play there.
Another look at that pass. Watch this catch. And he hung on to it. Oh, well. 99.8% kept it.
Upon further review.
Yeah. Bryan and Stratton College red zone now for the Lightning. 1st and 10 at the 15. And the late flag and the play will be whistled dead. Looked like the left end offensively fired off early.
They got into a power set that time, strong right, and then they were running it back to the left, trying to get Lakeside to overcommit.
Momentarily thwarts this drive for the Lightning. Again, their first possession here of this second half. 6:40 to play here in the third. 37-yard pass play setting them up in the Bryan and Stratton College red zone. 2nd and 15 following the penalty. 1st and 15, excuse me.
Official timeout.
I think the down marker was incorrect on the far side, and they've got that fixed. 1st and 15, play fake Menzel with some running room to the 10. Menzel to the 5, and he stopped there. Good hard run by the quarterback, Menzel. Broke a couple of tackles. Finally, Jonathan Schmidt able to take him to the turf.
the third time they've run a look like that where they've had trips to the wide side, and then they're going to run back to the tight end side, try to see if Lakeside is over adjusted.
Gain of 15. It'll set up 1st and goal for the Lightning. They'll split the backfield. Benz and Groff. Groff gets the call. Groff trying to get the right side, breaks a tackle, down to the 1. Nathan Groff with a good hard run. Jonathan Schmidt again there to make the tackle. Good effort that time, able to fight off that first wave. Kept his balance at low center of gravity.
Yeah, last year Lake Country had a number of good running backs, but Groff still was able to gain 465 yards on the ground.
2nd and goal. And Benz, second effort, touchdown Lightning. So Lake Country Lutheran responds. Another look. Benz over the left side. Looked like he got the ball over the goal line before his knee hit the turf. We've got an injured player down. Looks like they're working out a cramp. So Benz with the 1-yard touchdown run. He's under his own power.
And they can't afford to lose Andrew. He's another two-way player for the Lightning. Looks like his cramp has been working out, so.
Now they're going to go for 2.
Yeah, they went for 2 last week on their second touchdown.
Try and make it a 1-score game here. Play fake. Menzel into the end zone, incomplete. Looking for the tight end that time. Daniel Cleary. The back of the end zone could not connect, so it remains 14-6. We'll take a break. 5:01 to play here in the third. We got ourselves a football game. It's the Warriors 14, the Lightning 6 on my 24. Consider your Saturday night plans pinned. Step into the squared circle for 3 full hours of breathtaking action and adrenaline with WOW Women of Wrestling and OVW Rise. That's Saturday starting at 9 on my 24. Iona 113 kickoff here for the Lightning. They've trimmed this lead. Another short kick. Fair catch made. On the near side here. Same guy. This time it's Carson Scheidinger Strom. that fair catch.
Nice.
And our Carthage College scoring drive, 8 plays, 75 yards. Ends with the 1-yard touchdown run to cap it off. Brought to you by Carthage College. Your turn to make waves. From the 36-yard line, Lakeside Lutheran. Option. Thiele pitches it back to Sampson around the right side. Sampson down the sideline and out of bounds just across midfield. 14-yard pickup for Sampson, run out of bounds by Evan Roll.
Once again, great stalk blocking by those outside receivers. If you want to make that outside pitch go, you've got to get that downfield blocking, and they've been doing it well.
Yeah, credit R.J. Darden, the wide receiver, was sticking with his block, gave that extra edge, gave him the ability to turn the corner on that right side. 14 yards and a first down to midfield for the Warriors. Again, Thiele, late pitch, gets it back here. Guzman around the edge, inside the 30, 20, 15, tripped up inside the 10-yard line. Able to chase him down from behind. That was Evan Roll. That's his 7th tackle tonight. Casey Guzman nearly had touchdown number 3 if it wasn't for Roll. And again, Darden with that nice block that set him up at the numerals, able to allow him to get the corner. So now the Warriors into the Bryant at Stratton College red zone. A 44-yard run for Guzman. Now over 100 yards tonight. Go. Thiele on the keep that time, and he is stopped at the line of scrimmage. Not fooled up the middle. Tyson Graff, reserve defensive back there for the Lightning.
One of the things that's hurting Lake Country a little bit, Bennett Hom, their excellent linebacker as well as starting guard on offense. Young man who kicked off came limping off, so they're missing him in the middle to shore up that D.
Second and goal from the 3. Thiele into the end zone for the touchdown on the keep. Sophomore quarterback, his first score on varsity. Great fake that time. Pulled it out of the belly of the fullback, took it around the right side for the touchdown.
Once again, the problem with covering an option, that time they had the pitch man covered, but you've got to make sure that the quarterback doesn't keep the ball. So Thiele, young sophomore, is doing well tonight.
Ty Schmidt for the extra point. 21-6, just over 3.5 to go here in the third. Well, answer with an answer that time. Lakeside Lutheran. The big play, the 44-yard run that set them up in the red zone by Guzman.
Yeah, they collapsed on that dive, and quarterback was able to keep it, turn it upfield. I guess calling him a young sophomore might be redundant.
Let's head downstairs to Mike McGivern.
So, guys, I've got 2 new friends. Eliana, these are part of the dance team here at LCL, and they don't have cheerleaders, so they come out and they work really hard to get the spirit up. Eliana's a senior here. The team is good, and I love the fact that your mom and dad stepped in before you had a coach. I want to talk to your dad about spending a few days in Wisconsin Dells and teaching a dance routine, but that's for another story. Happy about this team?
I'm very happy with the outcome of it. So we actually started our season earlier than we have before, and my dad and mom took 14 girls up to UDA camp, spent 4 days up in the Dells, and my dad was the ultimate dance dad up there. My mom stepped in as coach.
Ultimate dance dad, and he's a teacher here at LCL. Hey, Maya, hold on.
Parker Baranek out to midfield.
So Maya's a junior here at LCL, and she's a captain. Can we talk a little bit about how much work you guys do?
Yeah, so we actually put in a lot of work. We do a lot of practices. We'll practice 2 hours a week, 5 days a week. We work so hard for stuff that no one really gets to see because we perform at competitions, but when we get to come out here and perform, it's really, really great to see the turnout.
So I told them I have no idea, but I thought they did really good at halftime. Well done. Say hello to Dan's dad for me. I think that. Yep. Boys, back to you.
Mike, thank you. Big return by Bernick out to midfield. And then Groff, after the handoff, stumbled the turf monster with the tackle.
Nathan Groff lost the yard on the play.
Loss of 1, 2nd and 11. Was the kicker, Matthias, who got to Bernick. Otherwise, he was the last man back. 2nd and 11 from their own 47. We're late here in the third. 21-6 Lakeside Lutheran. Trips here to the near side, single back. Menzel will fake, trying to get around the left side. Good job by the Warrior defense to string that play along the line of scrimmage for no gain. Thomas Dwyer was there. Our closed captioning tonight brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards.
Lake Country's happy. I think they have Bennett Hom back in there, but that time the Warrior defense stayed home and did an excellent job stringing that play out.
And again, across that defensive line, you're going 203, 317, 292, 273. Tough to move. 3rd and 10 now from the 48. Menzel throwing on the run. Nice catch, near a first down, just a little bit shy. Nice reception there by Gavis Baranek. Baranek brought down by R.J. Darden.
This might be one of those situations where Coach Brasgill's not going to go for it on 4th down.
Stay tuned later in the game for our Protect, Defend, Save play of the game, brought to you by the United States Coast Guard. They will go for it here on 4th down. 4th and a long one. They'll play fake. Menzel scrambling. Will get the first down and more inside the 30. Menzel out of bounds inside the 25. Brought down by Beecraft.
Well, like we said earlier, Coach Brasgill does like to go for it on 4th down. Earlier in the game, he was a little hesitant. But I think, you got to take the momentum away from Lakeside.
21-yard pickup by Menzel. A Best Electric first down at the 23-yard line. Twins to each side. Again, Menzel breaks one tackle and is met at the 21-yard line. Inbounds. Clock will continue to run under a minute to go. Ryan Schultz, the strong safety, stepped up to make the play.
Yeah, he came up and filled really well.
Listen to Mike McGivern and Ryan McMillan tomorrow morning starting at 9 for the Varsity Blitz High School Sports Show presented by your local Pick and Save stores. They will also be joined in studio by a couple of players and coaches from the Milwaukee Academy of Science in the first hour, and Al Moroder, the head coach at Nicolet, for the second. That's tomorrow morning starting at 9 on 9:20 a.m. and the iHeart Radio app. No gain, 2nd and 10. Groff, left side, takes it down to the 20-yard line. That'll be our final play of this third quarter. So the Lightning trying to bounce back here, down 21-6. Will face a 3rd and long when we return to Lake Country Lutheran High School. It's the Warriors 21, the Lightning 6 on the Gruber Law Office's Friday Night Rivals presented by Milwaukee Window Guys. Into the fourth quarter we go, and into the Bryant and Stratton College red zone for the Lightning here to start this fourth quarter. Menzel, the quarterback, keeps his feet at the 15, takes it inside the 10.
That was that same play again where they put the trips to the wide side, come back to the tight end side. Menzel gets behind that tight end, gets a key first down.
Sets up first and goal for the Lightning. Another look here.
Sets up a first and goal from the 7-yard line. That, of course, is a Larry Walborg first.
Well, it was the coach, head coach Greg Brasgel, who told us he wanted to see how his quarterback would respond after last week's game, throwing a couple of interceptions, turning the ball over. It's been his feet tonight that have been the response. From the 7, first and goal. Menzel again looking to get the edge. Sidesteps a tackler, takes it to the end zone. Touchdown, Lightning.
Very patient, waited for the blocks to get set up, followed him in.
Another look. Menzel, watch this patience here where he cuts back at the numerals. Nicely done. Now they went for 2 the last time. They need to get 2 here, I would think. Yes, they will go for 2.
Yeah, part of the problem has been Bennett Hom, who's been their kicker, a little beat up, playing both ways. So they need the 2.
And they'll go back to that play. This time they'll pitch it. Graff will reach the end zone for the 2-point conversion. Well, that's the variation you can do. Menzel has run that play so many times to that right side. This time they run option, and Graff able to get the 2-point conversion. Here's the touchdown once again. Impressed with the patience and poise here of this quarterback for Lake Country Lutheran.
And number 65, Noah Lukey, got out there, got that initial block to the outside. Menzel was able to cut under.
We watched practice Tuesday. It was kind of looking at his swagger a little bit like he still had it. And Coach Brasgel said the same thing to us. He says, look at it, he's got that swagger. He's coming off that game. He says, I don't know what to expect on Friday. Well, he got his team back into this contest here early in the fourth quarter. Ilayuna, local 113 kickoff. Again, it'll be a short kick, taken here on the near side. Across the 35, out to the 37-yard line. And again, 33 for Lakeside Lutheran. That is Owen Marty, reserve running back, brought down on special teams by Will Tedding.
Yeah, that's a lot to ask of Bennett Hom. You're playing both ways. You're the linebacker, and you're trying to kick, and it looks like you got a little bit of a sore ankle.
Well, coming up following the game, stay tuned for our United States Marine Player of the Game presentation, brought to you by the United States Marine Corps. From their own 38, 1st and 10 Warriors. Direct snap, and not to be fooled, that defense for Lake Country. Direct snap to Guzman, the running back. Luke Burmeister and Tyson Graff read that play beautifully. Gain of 2. Here's another look. Not sure if that was designed or not.
I don't know if that was designed to be a direct snap.
Thiele would look surprised as we were. Second and 8. Again, they'll pitch it. Guzman around the left side. Guzman in the clear. 40, 30, down the far sideline. 20, 10. Touchdown, Lakeside Lutheran. "61 yards for Casey Guzman, his third score tonight.
Casey Guzman, 61 yards, touchdown.
Another look. The late pitch. And the edge was sealed. Carrying it in the left arm. Takes it in for his third touchdown of the night. Ty Schmidt for the extra point. It is up and through. 28-14. Lakeside on top of Lake Country Lutheran. To the sideline we go, Mike McGivern.
So, guys, Staff Sergeant Zachary Blinsky, U.S. Marine Corps. Zach, it's good to see you again. Let's talk a little bit, and kind of the theme of the night has been the process. So if somebody comes to you and says, look, I want to be a U.S. Marine, what's the next step for them?
Yeah, absolutely. So what we do is we get them in the office. We talk about what's important to them, some things that they look forward to in the future, what their career opportunities may be. And then we kind of align that with the needs of the Marine Corps and what they're interested in as well. And then we move the process forward from there.
Zach, how long have you been a Marine?
I've been in the Marines for almost 10 years.
Almost 10 years. Really good decision for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is there anything when you're done, whenever that is there anything in this world you can't do at that point? You're pretty much ready to do anything, right?
I mean, I feel the same way. Like, yeah, I do. Yeah.
Parents are proud.
Absolutely.
Man, that's awesome. He's a really good guy. If you're interested, go see him, and he will walk you through that process. Boys, back to you.
Lakeside Lutheran stuns this crowd here. 61-yard touchdown run by Guzman, his third of the night. On the run with it, up the middle, across the 35, out to midfield. They'll rule him down on the return. That was Parker Baranek. Tyler Schultz on special teams making the tackle. They'll mark it at the Warrior 47. So the Lightning not going away. It's back and forth here in this second half. That's been the storyline. Groff up the middle. He's wrestled down at the 43-yard line. Gain of about 4. That was Thomas Dwyer, all 6'8", draped over Groff that time.
When he throws you down, you're down.
Yeah. Sets up 2nd and 6. Guzman tonight now with that third touchdown has 171 yards rushing. From the 43, Menzel the quarterback. He'll get the first down inside the 35 to the 34-yard line. Gain of about 9. Picks up the best electric first down, brought down by Darden and Marty.
Well, now the clock is the worst enemy for Lake Country. So they obviously want to drive the ball, but you need to get that score so you can get that ready for that next touchdown.
Again, that formation again, trips here to the near side with a single back look. Jackson Menzel gonna throw. Going for it all, corner route. Oh, through the fingertips of the receiver, incomplete. Beautifully thrown ball. Ethan Hans couldn't come up with it. It's a nicely thrown ball, good touch.
Menzel dropped that one in very well.
However, Hans had it slip through the fingertips. 2nd and 10. Groff trying to break a tackle, can't. Ran right into Casey Guzman, who goes both ways. 3 touchdowns tonight offensively, makes the stop defensively here for the Warriors.
Casey last year was the second team selection all conference on defense.
No gain by Graff, so that sets up 3rd and 10. Clock rolling, 8:15 to play. Crucial play here on 3rd and 10. Play fake. Menzel has some running room, trying to get the edge right side. Delayed. He should have just kept going. Kind of gave himself up that time. Casey Guzman able to come across to make the play. There was room there if he just put the foot down and charge up field.
Guzman didn't overcommit. He kept his wits about him, kept stringing that play out.
Menzel actually lost a yard, so 4th and 11. And the Lightning will go for it here on 4th and 11 from the 35 of Lakeside Lutheran. A timeout taken here by the Warriors. Defensive timeout here. Rest them up and make sure their assignments here.
Well, Lakeside Lutheran has got a proud tradition, but you think about Lake Country Lutheran. School came into existence 1999 with only 5 students. Past year, state cross-country championship, track championship last year, 2nd in the state in basketball. They did an amazing job. But Lake Country Lutheran has been to the playoffs 16 times since 1999, state champ back in 2019, runners-up in 2017.
It's an amazing tradition they've got going here at Lake Country Lutheran. Stay tuned following our game for the presentation of the Champions Trophy. That's brought to you by Marquette University. Be the difference. And right now, let's take a look at our hit of the game, brought to you by the Milwaukee Admirals. Menzel coming around the left side, and Guzman throwing that shoulder in. Says, hey, I'm here all night. That is our hit of the game, brought to you by the Milwaukee Admirals. 4th down, Menzel going to throw. Completes the pass inside the 20. Beautifully thrown ball. Catch made. Number 87, that's Gideon Beidenbender. Beidenbender, I should say, the senior. 185. What a night, throwing on the run, dropped it in between 2 defenders. And the Lightning are still alive here with 7:17 to go, down 2 scores. They'll make it into the Bryant and Stratton College red zone here from the 17-yard line. Menzel fakes, now cuts up field. Penalty marker down as he'll get tackled inside the 15-yard line. This will come back.
Once again, you saw Guzman come up to force that play.
Might be a hold here. 10 yards from the spot of the foul, if they choose to take it here. So holding the call here on the Lightning will move the football out to the 27-yard line. Sets up a 1st and 20. Menzel on the scramble. Gets it away, completes the pass far side, breaking a couple of tackles and out of bounds with it. Ethan Hans with the reception. Billy Gibson takes him to the chalk, gets those 10 yards right back.
Plus, they're getting out of bounds, stopping the clock. You don't want to get totally discombobulated trying to get your offense, but there has to be a little more sense of urgency for Lake Country. You need to get 2 scores.
Hans will split out here to the near side. 2 receiver look to this near side. We'll throw to the inside receiver. As Blake Barco will take it down to the 14-yard line. Alex Bayer chased him down.
Blake Barco with the catch.
Sets up a 3rd and manageable here now for the Lightning. 3rd and about 7.
14-yard line. 3rd and 6.
Officially, they'll call it 3rd and 6 here for Lake Country Lutheran. Menzel gets rid of it quickly. Catch is made inside the 5 and struggles down to the 2. Ethan Hans with a sure catch sets up a 1st and goal at the 2. RJ Darton there with the tackle.
The offensive coordinator has to be very pleased, Eric Mom, with how Jackson Menzel's performed this second half.
From the 2, 1st and goal. Groff lowers the head. Touchdown, Lake Country Lutheran. Groff from 2 yards out makes it a 28-20 ball game. Another look.
Good surge by the offensive line for Lake Country. Interesting decision here. They've had a little trouble with their kicking game. Do you want to go for 2? Because if you miss it, then you find yourself behind. But by the same token, if you get that 2-point conversion here, you're able to tie or take the lead with another touchdown.
They will go for 2. Successful on the last attempt. Throw it, and it's incomplete. Looking for the tight end that time, Cleary.
Pass incomplete.
So it goes for naught on the 2-point conversion. 28-20 our score. We'll take a break. Late here in the 4th, we got ourselves a ball game on My 24. So how well do you know human behavior? Find out as teams predict how different people will feel about the same issues. Jaleel White hosts the new game show Flipside. That's weekdays at 2 starting September 9th on CW 18. Lake Country Lutheran trailing by 8 now. Lyuna Local 113 kickoff. Will it be an onside kick? Let's see. Short kick, picked up at the 15. Out to the 28-yard line, 13-yard return. RJ Darden with the return. Blake Barco on special teams, able to make the tackle. Well, if you're head coach Greg Brasgill, you want your defense here to make a stop, and I think they're going to put a couple of seconds back up on the clock here. You've got all 3 of your timeouts.
Yeah, they're waiting to see the clock get adjusted here.
Yep, that's what they want to do. 5:38 on the clock. Thiele has handled himself well, the sophomore making his first varsity start at quarterback. They'll run the dive out to the 32-yard line. Ludke was there for the Lightning. Gain of about 2, second down 8.
Jonathan Smith, the ball carrier. Pick up of 2 on the play, second and 8.
From the 32, second down and 8. Again, they'll go up the middle. Guzman, check that, Sampson on the carry up the middle. Close to a first down. He's going to be short by a yard. Gain of 7 sets up 3rd and 1.
3rd and 1.
All 11 up in the box here for Lake Country Lutheran. Watch out for a pass here. They have not thrown the ball, I believe, tonight. That's going to be Thiele. Breaks the tackle across the 40 out to the 45-yard line and a first down. Nathan Grooms finally got there to make the stop. Good poise by the sophomore. Waited there for the blocking and then took it upfield.
I think that was predetermined. He pulled that out here. I don't think he was reading the end, and I would imagine offensive coordinator Andy Asmus, because you got the sophomore, better to call more predetermined plays. Just doesn't have quite that experience, but as you've said, he's really handled the pressure of this game.
1st and 10 from the 45. Again, Sampson running hard up the middle, takes it to midfield. Ludke again on the stop. Now if you're Brasco, you start talking about using some of your timeouts here. You've got 3 remaining.
Okay, they've stopped the clock for some reason.
Well, it's still rolling. I think the officials have to get the time straightened out here. Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
They've stopped.
Yeah. So I think they'll communicate this to Coach Brasco, who will then relay that up here to the press box, and what I think it's going to be 3:40. Now we're ready. And it will start on the officials' wind here. Second and 7 for the Warriors from their own 48-yard line. Sampson picking his way around the right side. Great job of staying in bounds. Will keep the clock rolling here as he was driven back toward midfield. Tyson Groff with the tackle, and now a timeout taken here by the Lightning.
Timeout, Lake Country Lutheran.
So the first of their 3 timeouts taken here stops the clock with 3:14 to play. And a great job here by Sampson. Watch him, he just got outside the numerals, knew exactly where he was, and stayed in bounds.
A critical play here. Not only do you want to stop them from getting a first down, you want to have it so they don't gain any yardage, so they have to think about punting the ball.
They've stayed away from Guzman here on this drive. They've gone dive with Sampson over the middle. Would this be a time now to maybe shoot Guzman around one of the edges?
You've got the wide side of the field open to you.
Yep. And again, Jack Thiele, 6-foot sophomore, getting his first varsity start tonight at quarterback. Ben Cronkless, injured early in the game last week against Lake Mills, and came out of the weekend listed today with that injury. And Coach Daring, knowing he's got 7 games coming up yet, and a full conference schedule yet, allowing Cronkless to get that injury taken care of. Big third down, 3rd and 4 from the 49. Pitch it back. This time it's Sampson, first down and more inside the 45 down to the 41-yard line. Well, they faked the dive that time to Guzman, and then they pitch it outside, wide side to Sampson.
Sampson, the ball carrier. Good for first
Just
down.
able to step out of the tackle attempt that time by Evan Roll.
You see Sampson using that good track speed, getting to the outside there.
5'8", 137. Guzman with the 3 touchdowns tonight, but it's been all Sampson on this drive. This time it's Guzman. Takes it inside the 40. Again, Coach Bradgill not taking a timeout. Adam Anderson along with Bennett Hom making the tackle. Gain of 5, 2nd and 5 upcoming. And the clock continues to burn down here, 2:15 to play.
They're going to take a long time as they amble up to the line to get set.
You'll be watching the back judge when he starts to count down the play clock.
Oh.
Whoop, movement that time. No, we were watching that in the warm-ups prior to the game, and you and I both noticed that there was that little push forward, a little lean forward every time they were getting ready to snap the ball. Big penalty here, moves them back to 2nd and 10, back to the 42-yard line. Need to put more time back on the clock. Second down, 10 from the 42 of Lake Country Lutheran. They'll try up the middle one more time. Guzman inside the 35, down to the 34-yard line. Gain of 8 sets up 3rd and 2. Hom in on the stop. Minute and a half to go here. And Coach Brasgall has 2 timeouts remaining. I imagine if they stopped them short of the line to gain here, they would take one of those timeouts. This could be the ball game right here. And they'll try it up the middle. Sampson Wow, very close, very close. Yeah, it kind of pushed him forward on the tackle that time. And it is. Clock will stop. It's good enough for a first down, and we'll take the timeout here. That will be your ball game right there. Couple of snaps, couple of knees, and Lakeside Lutheran's going to get their first win of the year, Coach.
Well, both coaches will have to come out of this game feeling a lot better. You know, we said Coach During thought last week the score didn't indicate what his team had done. They certainly have run their offense effectively tonight. Coach Brasco's got to be pleased to see the offense come to life, especially the second half. Once again, it's a question of, all right, you had to replace a lot of really good players. How quickly do these new kids step in? But I think the person that's maybe the happiest is Coach During to see how Thiele came into the game, handled the quarterback job, managed things very well. No turnovers.
Yeah, Lake Country Lutheran jumps into conference play next week with one of the co-champions from last year at Watertown Luther Prep. And then they're home following week against St. Catherine's.
Right.
So it's a tough couple of weeks to open up that schedule in the conference.
Lakeside will face Port Washington.
This is Guzman. Keeps his balance inside the 25-yard line, and they'll take the final timeout with 43 seconds to play.
You could see him put that hand down, almost keep his balance. You know, not only a fine point guard, but an excellent running back.
3 touchdowns on the night. Close to 200 yards rushing.
Andy Spitzer, who's much like a human computer, is very busy adding all that up. I would have taken off my shoes and socks to start counting.
And I'm the father of a math teacher. Yeah, same here. Well, it's not, like I said, goals are still ahead of this Lake Country Lutheran team. I mean, it's win conference, obviously, and an 0-2 start. They started last season 0-2 and made their way into a tri-championship as a tri-champion.
Okay, the victory formation here.
And there is your knee. Probably one more snap here, but very impressed with Jack Thiele tonight at quarterback. The sophomore making his first varsity start. Pulled into duty due to the injury to the senior quarterback, Ben Crockless. And you had Casey Guzman kind of help him out with the ground game tonight.
Right. You know, Lakeside had the challenge put in front of them by their coach. We're better than we showed last week, and they came out and performed.
They certainly did. They'll even their record now at 1-1. Lake Country Lutheran 0-2 heads into Metro Classic play next week against Watertown Luther Prep. Tough one to open the season in conference play. 28-20 your final here tonight. Back with our post-game report. We'll hand out the Player of the Game award as well as the Champions Trophy when we return to Heartland right after this.
For their television coverage of tonight's game.
Beautiful summer evening here in Heartland tonight, and it was Lakeside Lutheran with the victory, 28-20, holding back Lake Country Lutheran to go to 1-1 on the season. The Lightning fall to 0-2 on the year. Let's head down now for a United States Marine Player of the Game award presentation. No surprises. Here's Mike.
Hey guys, there is no surprises, correct. And Casey Guzman had a great game. A multi-sport athlete, when we were talking, he said, man, my offensive line played well tonight, didn't they? I said, they did. Man, the holes were there tonight, young man.
Yeah. I just like to thank our linemen. You know, coach had a good play, good plan, getting the ball in our hands, you know. Linemen did a good job blocking, getting us free. Obviously, I want to thank all the teammates for helping us get here. We wouldn't have done it without coach, without the teammates. And for sure, especially as a Lakeside Lutheran school, we want to thank God for how we played and everything that happened.
Man, you got to think, when we talk to the Marines and we talk to a young man like this, and he says, look, I don't know, I played okay, but let me tell you about this and this and this. Exactly what you guys talk about being a Marine, it's all about everybody else.
Yeah, absolutely. Congratulations, Casey, and the team, too. It's all about teamwork and communication, and obviously you guys are full of that, and the Marine Corps is looking for something exactly like that.
And what is your son's name?
My son's name is Brantley.
Brantley, hey, it's good to meet you. He's 5 years old, and he's having a ball here tonight. Guys, back to you.
All right, thank you, Mike. Our United States Marine Player of the Game is Casey Guzman, the senior running back. 3 touchdowns tonight for the senior from Lakeside Lutheran. And here's touchdown number 1. That started the scoring tonight for the Warriors. A 7-yard touchdown run made it 7-0. And he added to that another 7-yard touchdown run. That opened up a 14-0 lead. And then this scamper here around the left side set them up again for their 3rd score. But it was this run here around the left side, cuts it back at the numerals, and once he got to midfield, he was gone. 61 yards. And the touchdown. 3 touchdowns tonight, 188 yards rushing. Casey Guzman, our United States Marine Player of the Game recipient. Well, some victorious Warriors down on the field. Time now to head down for the Champions Trophy presentation brought to you by Marquette University. Be the difference. Mike, take it away.
Hey, Coach Matt Doring, first and foremost, congratulations. This is your first win as the head coach here. The boys played well tonight.
Yeah, they played real well. They worked together. It's a team effort, like Casey said. These guys have been out here working to grow together as a team, and when that starts to happen, you got a chance to win games. And I thought that's what we saw tonight, a good team effort.
Boy, LCL did not quit, and they're not going to quit. They're a really good program. They've got a lot of respect for you. You have a lot of respect for them as well.
Yeah, they're a quality program. We've been playing them 5-8 years, and every one of the games has been just like this. 2 physical teams playing good, solid football, and so we knew it was going to be like that tonight. And you know, we did a great job executing and did little things that turned into a big thing.
You bet. Hey, I figured I would take 72 and let him hold the trophy. Hey, you guys played really, really well tonight. Feel pretty good about where this team is at?
Yeah, I do. I wanted to say it was a team effort tonight. Like, It wasn't individual. We all worked together.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. It's a really fun team to watch. Get that quarterback healthy again. Good luck against Port Washington next week.
Thanks. We'll go back to work. Everyone's 0-0. See what you can do in the next week.
A nice ride home, though.
It will be a fun ride home.
Yeah,
that is for sure.
Matthew, thank you. Yeah, good luck. Good luck next week, boys. Well done. Boys, back to you.
All right, Thomas Dwyer with the trophy, leading the celebration tonight. The South Dakota State recruit, as Lakeside Lutheran takes it to Lake Country Lutheran tonight, 28-20. And last 3 games now, 1-score games. They won by 3 2 years ago, won by 3 last year, won by 8 this season.
No, I mean, 2 coaches, 2 programs that have a tremendous amount of respect for one another.
We'll take a break. When we come back, a couple of final words tonight from Lake Country Lutheran, 28-20, Lakeside over Lake Country Lutheran on My 24. Time now to take a look at tonight's Protect, Defend, Save play of the game. That's brought to you by the United States Coast Guard. It's here in the second half. Casey Guzman with the big run, but coming up from behind to trip him up was Evan Roll, the free safety. Saved the touchdown at that time. Able to make that shoestring tackle. That is our Protect, Defend, Save play of the game, brought to you by the United States Coast Guard. Both teams, big games next week. We mentioned Lakeside Lutheran hosting Port Washington, and it's a road trip for Lake Country Lutheran, opening up conference play at Watertown Lutheran Prep.
Watertown Lutheran Prep is the team that forced Lake Country Lutheran into a tie for the conference title last year.
So it should be an interesting matchup, and Port Washington, then Plymouth for Lakeside Lutheran, again, in a 6-team conference, so they have 4 non-conference games.
Right, and you're forced to go play schools that good size and good traditions.
Well, again, thank you to all the sponsors who bring Friday Night Rivals to you each week. Of course, Gruber Law Offices and the Milwaukee Window Guys, our title sponsors, Best Electric Service, Bryant and Stratton College, Carthage College, Lyuna Local 113, Marquette University, Menards, Milwaukee Admirals, Milwaukee Building and Construction Trades Council, Russ Darrow Automotive Group, the Steamfitters Local 601, the United States Army, the United States Coast Guard, and the United States Marines, and of course Wendy's for the Wendy's Halftime Report. Don't forget, tonight's game will replay on My 24 Saturday at 6. That's tomorrow night at 6. Then tune in next Friday at 7. We open up North Shore Conference play. Slinger and the Owls taking on the Orioles of Hartford. That should be a fun evening. It should be a big crowd and an electric atmosphere.
Always a big game because of the coaches versus cancer segment to that.
So it'll be Slinger and Hartford next Friday, 7 o'clock kick. We'll start with Mike McGivern's pregame show at 6:30. Again, a big thank you to our My 24 sports crew tonight, setting everything up here this evening for us, the men and women who work behind the scenes with us. Of course, Mike McGivern down on the field for his reports. Andy Spitzer up in the booth with the stats tonight. And Sean Raffaelli with the spotting. Terry Kelly and John Weiser saying good night from Lake Country Lutheran High School, where tonight Lakeside Lutheran take down the Lightning 28-20. Until next Friday, have a great week, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to Gruber Law Office's Friday Night Rivals, presented by Milwaukee Window Guys.